Happy Wednesday, everyone. You made it. It's the halfway point of the week. This is the Wendy Palmer Show presented by the UNCG Alumni Association, and I am your host, Meg Sloggett. As you might have noticed, the scenery from our normal shows has shifted a little bit behind me. All of this is just the back of our brand new ESPN3 trailer. This is the same trailer that we broadcast all of our games in. Normally it's filled with students and other people trying to make the whole broadcast work, but today it's just me. As far as women's basketball goes over the last month, and yes, it's been almost a month because we had a huge break over the holidays, but we are back with you. Lucy Mason is the story of the month. Lucy Mason broke the all-time scoring record in her game against UMass. She now sits at 1,634 total points, and she is fourth in the nation for average points scored per game. Lucy Mason having an incredible senior year. What a way to finish out her basketball career. That game against UMass, though, not only did Lucy break her own record, the school record, but it also marked the 700th victory for UNCG women's basketball overall. So this was a huge win both as a team and for Lucy. A phenomenal night to be a fan, to be in Fleming Gymnasium to see all of that happen. We have both good and bad news for the women's basketball program. Overall, in the last 3 weeks, they've done pretty well, going 4-3. Overall, they stand 8-9 compared to last year's 5-12 at the same point in the season. Seeing a lot of improvement from the girls. This season marks the best non-conference record since 2000-2001. As great as that is, we know that conference games is where it really matters. The Spartans hope to bring the momentum and pizzazz they had been playing with in non-conference games to Samford and to Mercer. They were close, but they weren't quite able to get the job done. They lost to Mercer in overtime. Although they tied it at 60 in the fourth, they were outscored 16-8 in the 5-minute overtime period. When Wendy gets on later in the show, we're going to kind of ask her, what was the difference between that whole game they played well and in the last 5 minutes, something just didn't quite connect. Spartan fans hope that the overtime loss to Mercer would light a little bit of a fire for the blue and gold and get them to come out with a win against Samford. Although once again, this game was very close. The Spartans did not pull through and ended up losing 52-57. Wendy's on the show next, and when we get back, I'll sit down and talk with her, and she'll start to answer these questions. What's the difference? Why do we play so well in the middle of the game but aren't quite focused or communicating or whatever it is in the first 5 in the last 5 minutes? When we get back.
Add big flavor to your next get-together with Subway Catering, featuring good-to-go boxed meals with a side and freshly baked cookie, crowd-pleasing giant subs, and piled-high sandwich platters overflowing with flavorific choices. All made the way you say with everything you love, like jalapenos and Chipotle Southwest sauce. Subway Catering is simple and satisfying, a great value for any budget. Just call 877-360-CATER or visit Subway.com and let us take care of any occasion. Subway, cater fresh.
To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Greensboro and Winston-Salem, it would be Jason Bramblett. He attracts hundreds of buyers and creates so much demand that Jason can guarantee if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, he will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
Hello and welcome back to the Wendy Palmer Show presented by the UNCG Alumni Association. As you can see, Wendy is back with me. And Wendy, it's been a while since I've seen you, since Christmas and all that.
It has been a while. The kids are on break. They just started back to school today. We went down to New Orleans, had a very good trip. So it has been a while. Good to see you.
You too. Speaking of New Orleans, you guys had a great trip. You came back 2-1, and it almost seemed like it was a little bit of a momentum shifter. Like you guys have been awesome since then.
Yeah, it was a very good trip for us. Not only did we win some games, but we were able to enjoy New Orleans. But the young ladies played really hard in New Orleans, and the 2 games that we did win, we were actually down and came back and played really well and played hard. So I was very happy for them.
With conference, you guys had Samford and Mercer at home, and they were such close games. Mercer was definitely a heartbreaker, and Samford was really close. There was definitely a difference in play from like the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of both games in the middle. You guys looked great in the middle.
Well, we have to definitely work on coming out and having a great start. That's one thing that has eluded us and that we've really been focusing on, just even in practice, starting practice off with a lot of intensity and working hard and playing hard every possession. Once we learn that, we're definitely going to make some noise in the Southern Conference.
It was a loss, but at the same time, it was a great game, and you guys really fought for most of it. So What was the feeling going from that game into the Sanford game?
You got to learn. At this point in the season, you have to learn from your mistakes, and you have to learn quick. It is conference play, so you have to move on to the next game, especially with one-day turnaround prep. But I'm not a person for moral victories. Mercer played well, Sanford played well, but we have to come out and take care of UNCG. Definitely they had a very good game, very solid game, especially Mercer with a younger team. But we have to handle our mistakes and continue to work on us.
And coming out for the next conference games, you guys have ETSU and then Chattanooga on the road. What's the mentality and what's the focus been like to get you guys prepared for that?
We have to learn once again from our mistakes. So we watch film, and turnovers have really plagued us. We have to take care of the basketball and just have intensity from the beginning of the game, not just when our back is against the wall.
And I have to mention this just because Lucy Mason, it was a few weeks ago, but what an incredible thing. We have footage of you celebrating, of her mom, the spinning image of her, just so happy in the stands. What was the feeling like? What did you say to her right after she accomplished that tremendous victory?
I don't think I said anything. I just hugged her. Later that night, I did tell her how proud I am of her. I'm actually extremely happy that she was able to finally, break the record, and now she can just play and it's not hanging over her head. I'm not a person that is into stats. I actually tell my staff not to tell me any of that. I was like that as a player. But it's a different generation. It's a different time. People want to know. I knew it was coming up. I didn't keep tabs on it. I kind of figured, in off season when it could possibly happen. But I'm just happy for it. It was a 26-year-old record, and she's worked really hard, very deserving.
Well, there you have it, Wendy Palmer, everyone. Wendy, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me, and best of luck on the road against ETSU in Chattanooga. I'll be following along on the SoCon Digital Network.
Thank you.